Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, as the case may be. It's morning for me. I just wanted to comment a little bit on the discussions that took place in Module 2. First, I'd like to thank you for your participation, your enthusiasm, and your thoughtful posts. I'd like to thank you for your patience as well, as I was frantically trying to catch up with all the discussion that took place while I was away. Additionally, I'd like to thank Larry Reagan for stepping in and providing his help and feedback in the course. It's much appreciated. If you haven't checked back on the Module 2 activities in a while, please do so. I've tried to respond to most of the posts there, and there were some great discussions that took place. We talked a lot about the instructor's role in an online course, and I think one of the key points to come out of that discussion was the idea of building an online community within your course. So as you begin to teach your own online course, think about what kinds of things you can do to build that sense of community among your students. This will foster increased student participation and enthusiasm and really help to create a productive learning environment. I particularly like to quote from Melissa, who said, "An online instructor should view the electronic medium as an asset, not necessarily a constraint." So think about the kinds of things you can do with the technology to push the envelope and keep things interesting for your students. Jason touched upon this as well when he talked about keeping things shiny and new in regards to staying on top of new technology and making the online learning environment aesthetically pleasing. In Activity 2, we talked about frustrating online teaching situations, and some really interesting key points came out of that discussion. First, there were several of you who mentioned students who won't engage and won't participate. And I think it's important to follow up with these students in an email or something like that and ask them if there's a reason why they aren't participating. Sometimes a little nudge from you can go a long way. The student will know that you've taken an interest in them, you've noticed they're not there and they're not participating, and that can help. Sometimes they're also apprehensive because they're not understanding the material well. Just like in a traditional classroom, students may be reluctant to respond because they might be worried that they might look foolish in front of their peers. So you might just kind of want to respond to them in a way that encourages them to delve a little bit deeper. Also, the subject of student conflicts came up as well. And remember to set clear expectations at the beginning of the course to let the students know that they need to respect each other's opinions. We also talked about the idea of fostering better communication to avoid these kinds of problems. And I think virtual office hours can be really effective toward promoting this better communication. Using software like Adobe Connect is a great way to do this. You can incorporate microphones and webcams so students can see and hear you, and you can also talk directly to each other instead of just typing back and forth. Another interesting concern was academic integrity. How to prevent cheating. Whenever possible, I like to promote the idea of alternative assessment. Project-based assessments are a great way to cut down on cheating, but I realize this isn't always possible across various disciplines. If you'd like more information about any of the things I've mentioned, or if you're interested in learning about any new technologies you think might be useful, feel free to post in the I Was Wondering About forum. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I've also set up a useful materials folder. One group was discussing in Module 3 the use of rubrics, so I had a good one for online discussion forums that I thought you might find useful, so I put that in there. And I'll try to add more materials that are relevant to your discussions if I have them. So keep up the good work in Module 3, and I'll be posting another video at the end of the course to recap what we've done. It's been a great run so far. Keep up the good work.